Hello and welcome. This is another video of my podcast. My name is Cheryl and this is Cappuccino Crafts, my little channel on YouTube and my corner of the general interwebs where I like to talk about crafts, knitting mostly, and sometimes a little crochet. Those are my crafts, and also books I might be reading or listening to, and TV or movies that I am watching or enjoying, and other life and chatty things that I want to share with you. So thank you so much for watching this video and choosing to spend a little bit of your time with me. I appreciate it so much. And I just want to say a couple things here at the top of the video. Last week, I made some suggestions for some actions that people might take if they want to support change and in reaction to the murder by police of George Floyd, which is only one of so many over the years. There have been so many victims of police violence against minority people and Black minority people in particular in the United States. So yeah, I made a focus on that video of saying, even if you do one thing, we can't all be like super activists, and we don't all like have the same resources, and we're not all going to do all the same thing. So I really tried to hit home the point of, even if you do just one thing, even a small thing, and I stand by the fact that even one small thing is so much better than nothing, and that if you really feel like you want to contribute, there is always something that it is possible for a person to do. But I don't want to give the impression that doing one thing is the end. And I don't want to give the impression that once you've done whatever you have decided to do, one thing or two things or five things, whatever it is, that then it's over. Oh, I check off this list and I've done, and now it's done, and I can wash my hands. And no, one thing that I've learned during my lifetime is that it's always a process. Our lives are a journey, and our learning, it's never about get to this destination and finished. No. This being anti-racist, or learning to become anti-racist, or learning in general and growing as a person, we're never finished. And this is a part of that process, that we're never actually going to arrive at a destination, or check off the last box on that list and done. No, the nitty-gritty of change is process. It takes so much time. Things aren't ever that simple. And so if I gave that impression in my last video, I just want to correct that, because that is not how I meant it. And that is not what I wanted anyone to take away from it. And, you know, I've still got a lot of learning to do. I'm making, you know, I'm planning and thinking about what my process looks like, and I do want to hold myself accountable, because I'm saying that I want to work on it, and that's another reason why I'm saying this publicly, is to hold myself accountable to do what I intend to do and to follow through, and to find ways that I can change myself and dismantle wrong ideas, dismantle overgeneralizations and things in my own self, but also things that I can do in my community, things that I can do to help support change in the world. Yeah. I do want to be accountable for that, to keep working on it, to keep my process moving forward. And I hope that you are thinking about, and you are wanting to go through your own process, and whatever that looks like for you, and however you need to do that. So that's that. And my tea today, I'm drinking cold tea. This is part of what I brewed yesterday. I drank half of it hot yesterday, and then I saved some in the fridge. So it wasn't cold brew. But the tea is loose leaf tea from Tea Source. It is Mango Tango, which is a black tea with a little bits of dried fruit and natural fruit flavors. And I added milk and a little bit of vanilla syrup. And I enjoy it a lot. I hope that you have a delicious beverage and are settled in. If you're not settled in yet, please do. Get yourself a delicious beverage, or just water. Hydration is so important. And your yarn, your hook, your needles, or maybe some fiber and a spinning wheel, whatever you need, or maybe your embroidery or cross stitch. Whatever it is, settle in, and let's start with the crafty chat. There has been some good progress on crafting, I think. What is this? Oh, it's a cast on for the second piece of the tank, the Streamline tank. So I did the cast on, and I'm just started on the ribbing at the bottom. This is a bottom up pattern, and I am enjoying it a lot. I did film just a little clip earlier. I was trying something out, a little different camera setup, so maybe I'll include that right now. So the Streamline tank is back in action, and I'm really happy about that. There has also been progress on the socks. Here, let me show you. Here are the Winter's Frost. That's the name of the pattern. Winter's Frost socks, which I'm trying to decide whether to do 1 or 2 more of the pattern repeats, or maybe just make these like not very tall socks and start the heel now. So I'm debating about how long I want the leg and when to start the heel. That's where I'm at right now. In my Ravelry, I did not call this project Winter's Frost Socks. Usually I keep the pattern name in my project, in the name on my project page. But it is early summer, late spring right now. Officially, it is summer. No, not quite. I think the 20th. So it's late spring, heading into summer. And these are not wintry colors. Definitely not wintry colors. So I'm calling these, instead of Winter's Frost, I thought, these look like they might be flowery colors, like maybe some rhododendrons or other colorful summer flowers. And so the project page, the name of the project as a whole, I'm calling these Summer's Bloom instead of Winter's Frost, which I know that's just what I wanted to do, so I did it. Didn't want to give a winter name. And there was a cast on, and there was a bind off. Not a finish, but I bound off for the body. And I tried it on yesterday to check the fit, and it fits nicely here in the yoke. The body, I'm glad, let me just say this, I'm super glad it's cropped because it's a look. Like, a lot of times with crop tops, they are like really oversized, and that's like kind of a style. This definitely fits that style. If I had gone for a full length body, this would have been the sloppiest, most ginormous, floofiest pullover, full length, full size pullover I've ever had. Yikes. And I have had this issue with another circular yoke that I did that had a little bit of patterning in the yoke and then stockinette in the body. And so maybe this is an issue with circular yokes. I haven't done a ton of them, so I'm still kind of like learning about some of the intricacies and issues that a circular yoke can have. I think what happened is there were a lot of increases in the yoke, a lot of increase rows, and when you're increasing, especially I was doing like a make one increase where you lift the little bar in between, and that really like tightens things up. And so I think they're partially maybe because of all those intense increasing rows. And then when you get to your full stitch count, you're not doing that thing that tightens the thing up so much anymore. I think the gauge changed just enough to make it to cause that. That's my theory. It's just a theory. It's a thought. It's a question. Yeah. So I think it will be kind of cute though when it's done and I wear like a long shirt under it, like a long, like really fitting, like a body hugging. Well, maybe not body hugging, but you know what I mean. A fitted, not a big oversized shirt underneath, but something closer fitting. And then this like really, but short and cropped. I think I'm going to like it. So I'm not mad. But I am learning. And just like I said at the top, we should always be learning. There is always, always something to learn about your craft, about yourself, about life, about everything. So yeah, that is the crafting. A little sip of tea. I hope that your beverage is making you happy too. So, I finished Devs, D-E-V-S, written and directed by Alex Garland. And what I have to say about that is, wow. Wow. He is a writer and director who really, he loves themes and he really likes to explore big themes. And I think he does it well. I think he's very thoughtful. And also, Devs and the other works that I've seen of his are also always visually really beautiful. Visually so beautiful and artistic in the cinematography and in the just the aesthetic look and beautiful, beautiful images. He's somebody I really like, and this just really cemented it that I want to keep an eye on things that he's doing. I really feel like, well, no, he made a direct connection actually. But Devs and his movie Ex Machina are really companion pieces. They really, really do complement each other and are very much companion pieces. So if you've seen one and you liked it, definitely see the other. They are not like in the same world necessarily, although they could be. There's nothing to say they can't be in the same world, but it's not like it's a sequel and it's not like that kind of connection, but yeah, they are companion works, and they really complement each other a lot. There's so much to think about, and I finished the finale episode of Devs last night, and then I started watching some YouTube discussion or reaction, review, recap videos because I really wanted to talk to someone and continue processing some of these themes and ideas. And so I did. I really enjoyed watching some thoughtful recaps and discussion videos on YouTube about it. And yeah, really, really good. Also, let's see, what else have I been watching? Oh, Snowpiercer. I started watching Snowpiercer, which is oh, where am I? Oh, it's just kind of on my cable on demand. I think it's, I forget what channel, but it is a network TV series, and I just streamed it on my on-demand cable. So it should be pretty easy to find. But Snowpiercer is a TV series adaptation of the comic book or graphic novel. I'm not sure which category it fits in. But the comic and which was adapted to a movie several years ago, I think 2014-ish, maybe, into a really good movie by the Korean director Jun Bong-ho. I think that's his name. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. I will make sure that I check on that and correct it on the screen somewhere. But I really enjoyed that movie. I haven't read the graphic novel, comic, whatever. I have not read that, but I really liked the movie, and so I decided to check out the TV series adaptation. And I'm 3 or 4 episodes in. I've been watching it this week. Can't remember which is the next episode for me to watch, but I'm 3 or 4 episodes in, and I like it. I really like it. It has a really good look, and the acting. Jennifer Connelly is one of the main characters, and she's really good. And the rest of the cast is good. Yeah, it's the production is very, it's very quality production, and it looks it. The performances are high quality. It's all around really well done, and I'm really very much grabbed by the characters and the story. It's very compelling and an interesting world. And I love, like, I don't remember if the movie said how many cars were in the train. Snowpiercer is a train. This is a sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, dystopian story, which really, the purpose of it is an exploration of class and themes of revolution, themes of resistance, and an exploration of class structure, hierarchy, and power. So really, really good. But it's a train, and the train, they call it the ARC train because it's survival. The only survivors of this climate disaster. That's what happened. It was a climate disaster that froze the earth, and the only survivors are the people that got on the train. It's called the ARC train, and there are 1,001 cars in the TV adaptation. I don't know if the movie said how long the train was, how many cars, but in the TV series there are 1,001 cars. Yeah, that is some kind of long train. There's a lot to explore, and the world on the train, like some of the cars, it's like, wow. Every time you see a new car and see a new aspect of how they have created a sustainable, well, maybe debatably how sustainable. It's a very precarious balance on the train, a very precarious balance. And so how they've tried to make a sustainable society for the entire population on the train, and they're it's exciting to see the new areas of the train, and I hope we get to see a lot more in the future episodes. I hope we're always like seeing new cars, seeing new aspects of the world of the train. Yeah, it's really good. Loving it, loving it, loving it. The only reading I've done is that book that I started, the Who Do You Serve, Who Do You Protect book on policing in America, and the police and their relationship, and how they police and their relationship with the Black communities in America, and police violence, police brutality against Black people in America. So that's the only reading I've done, and it's not a super long book, but it's also not a book to race through. I don't know, probably every essay is going to be different. But at least the first essay is really dense and so much information, a lot to process, and I'm going to take my time with this book and really let some things sink in. And it's dense, at least what I've read so far. Like I said, it's a collection of essays, so different writers, different essays. Some of them might be a little less dense, a little bit quicker read, but I really do so far feel the need to take this book slowly, and yeah. So I think that's where we are. I don't feel like I have anything really more to talk about specifically. I mean, I do feel like I'm starting to find my balance, get my feet under me as far as feeling a bit adjusted to what my new kind of life is right now in this stage. And while I'm still living here in this house and going through helping my parents get settled, because just like I think anyway, I've had to order some things that we didn't know they needed, and some things like that. That always happens when you move. Doesn't matter. That's always happens whenever you move. So I think they're pretty well set up now. I think they're settling in really well. They're together in the same room. Did I tell you that last week? I think I did. I can't remember. They've been in the same room together for about 10 days or so. Yeah. So that's good. It's good for them to be together. And I think they've got most everything that they're going to need to be successful there and comfortable there. And yeah. So I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that you're, yeah, I do hope that you're safe and that you are everything's going okay for you, and that you are taking care of yourself and your loved ones. And we have to take care of each other, don't we? We really, really do. So I hope that you are having time for creative things, whether that's crafting or other forms of creativity. I hope that you are finding some things to enjoy and lift your spirits, and yeah. So see you next time. Bye bye.